Alright, hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Xbox tutorial. In today's tutorial, I've got a pretty fancy staircase for you today. Okay, so just imagine this scenario. So here is a base, and you can't quite get up to those other stairs, but you know that there's stairs right here, but if you don't have access to this button, this staircase becomes pretty powerful because there's lava. But not only do the stairs pop out of the wall, but check this out. They actually go up in a staggering pattern, and then you'll be able to walk up just like so. But if you're lucky enough to have control of the button up top, you could even catch your friends coming up the staircase at the wrong time and make them drop right into that lava. Alright, well, let's take a look at how to build this super fancy staircase. Welcome all to my tutorial land. So, the first step of what we're going to have to do is you're going to have to define where your starting points are. So your two platforms. So pretty much you need a staircase from a place to another place. So what I kind of did is I just made an area and built a staircase up to it. These middle blocks you won't necessarily need because that's kind of where the lava is going to be. So as you can see in the next step, all I did was put staircases on top of where those blocks were, and then just deleted all those blocks. So if you want any dimensions to build this exactly, it looks like it goes back 5 blocks. And so you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So you'll need 5 stairs per each. Alright, so if you just can get a good look at that. This is, this can be pretty much any length of staircase that you want. There's really no limit. Of course, really large staircases, you're going to have to do a little bit of tweaking with redstone signals as far as repeaters and stuff, because it can go pretty dang long. But as far as these first few steps, all you're going to need is just a staircase to 2 areas, essentially. Alright, so now that we have that covered, let's get into some piston placement. Alright, so right here, you're just going to want a block of air between your staircase and your pistons on both sides. And you're going to want a sticky piston facing each staircase, or each stair, and a block behind that piston. So a way to do this without any pistons, or without anything set up, so say you just have a staircase in air like this, what you're going to want to do is place your block 2 blocks away from the stairs, and then you can go ahead and place your piston up against that block. And so just go ahead and do this for each of the stairs. Alright, let's get some redstone on this thing now. Well, almost. Some redstone repeaters at least. Okay, so in this step, these first 3 rows, you're going to want to place another block, because on this we only had 1 block going up each. So now you're going to want to place 1 more block, and on these last 2 you're going to want to place 2 more. Now this is just going with how much redstone we'll need to hook up the repeaters. So, as your staircase gets bigger, the more and more blocks out you will need. Okay. So now you will need to place repeaters on each side facing inward towards the piston. So if you're looking at it like this, you're going to want to place your piston like so. And on this side, you're going to want to go ahead and do this. Now you saw the delay that I had. Now this just caused that, the first rows go really quick, and then the outer rows, the higher up pistons go slower. That's because they have more delay. Now this is all up to you. Now this one just has 1 tick, 2 tick, and 3. And then this has 3 plus 1, and then 3 plus 2. So they go up by 1 tick each time. Now you can make these as slow or as fast as you want. This is pretty much the fastest it can get. If you take this tick out, if you don't have a repeater there at all, essentially, or no tick delay right there, then it'll zip up. Because it's kind of like a zipper pattern, as quickly as it can. Of course, you can make it slower with more repeaters. Alright, so now that we've got the repeaters placed, let's hook them up with some redstone line. Okay, now this is where those extra blocks come in handy. And notice you will need an extra block right here on each side to hook up the redstone line. So just start from the top and work your way down. Alright, don't worry about this underground for a second here. Just let's get both of these sides hooked up. Okay, so now we have two sides of pistons with repeaters and redstone. And now the goal of what you see cut out underground there is to just hook them up just so they're just like hooked up together. Nothing fancy. You can do it any way you want. You can move it wherever you want. But the goal is to just hook the left side up with the right side. And so I just did this by coming off to the side here, hooking down some redstone and just running it all the way underground over to here, staircasing back up and hooking it up to the other side. So you can get a good look at it right there. Nothing real fancy going on here, just hooking up both of the sides with redstone. Okay, now as you can see, back here is a necessary component for getting the buttons to work on this design. This is a T flip-flop type switch, which allows instead of using levers, because you hit a lever and it stays on, you can actually hit a button and it will still stay on and not ever turn off until you hit the button again. So it works like a lever, but you can use buttons, so you can use as many buttons as you want. So the redstone never gets stuck. I'm sure some of you may have run into this problem before. But, okay, so I'm building this underneath one of the sides of the stairs, so it's kind of out of the way. So I'll go ahead and build this from scratch real quick. Okay. So what you want to start out with is a torch, just one block underneath like that. So just start out with that and just go ahead and put a piston above it like that and another piston right there. Go ahead and put a block, 2 blocks on top of that. And right here, what this does, when this block gets pushed over that torch, this redstone right here will light up. So it's kind of like this is the on and off block, if you will. Alright, then you want to place another block here and 2 blocks like that. Now you want to put torches on top of it. Oh, not there, not there. Right here. Put redstone up there and a torch like so. So pretty much how this works is this redstone that goes into this line right here will turn this torch on and off, which will then turn these torches on and off and will move this block. So this is kind of your input, or this is the input, and then this is the output right here. Okay, now this will be expanded on to more in later steps, but that's just an idea of the T flip-flop, and it's really, really useful, so I recommend getting that down because it'll be used in most of these builds. Okay, on to the next step. Now what we do is we actually run a line, the inline, so we put a button just on a block, and of course you can move this around wherever you want, but we just get a block and move it over here. Now a repeater, just so the signal has enough strength to get to this. And so now we have a button hooked up to the input, so we can actually turn this on and off. And now what I did is I hooked up the output line. I just made a staircase all the way under here, and I just hooked it in to the redstone that we used to hook up the left and right side. Now, take note that this line, so from here, this is the block number 1. Redstone can only run 15 blocks, so from here, starting at 1, going all the way down, all the way over here, all the way up there, all the way up to there, is way more than 15 blocks, which is why I have these repeaters. Now the signal is coming from this way, going this way. So you want the repeaters, in line with whatever way your signal's going. So just like that. So if you mix it up and put the repeater like that, the signal will just stop here because the signal can't go the wrong way into the repeater. And this side is like that. Alright, so pretty much now everything is hooked up essentially. you can now try and hit the button, and you will notice the first time you hit the button it will extend the pistons, but the next time it will retract them, and now you're pretty much good to go. There is one more step, however, because you will want to probably put a button at the top of the staircase. And I just did this by putting a button and then building a staircase of redstone down and hooking it into the input signal of the T flip-flop. And that is essentially all there is to this pretty fancy staircase. You know, this is if you're in survival, you know, it's a pretty expensive build, but if you want to really wow your friends and have a have a pretty fancy entrance to your buildings, or a pretty protected entrance if you want to put lava, you know, underneath here like you saw in the beginning. And this redstone can move, you know. Don't worry about that. But all in all, guys, I hope this tutorial was pretty simple and really laid out the concepts behind this design. And please play with it. You know, just make adjustments. You know, I know out here it gets pretty wide and stuff. There's not too much of a good way that you can condense that if you want the you know, the effect that you get with the staggering of the pistons. But you know. You get what you want with it. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope this tutorial helped, and I'll see you later. Bye.